they had just today and how they reframed it? Nobody wants to share. Now we all can't be shy, y'all. What is going on? Anybody? Yes.
Well, like you said, my thought this morning was, I'm always late. And I got up early this morning, I'm still always late. So that was my negative thought.
Right. Thank you for sharing. You have one.
So this morning, and I have this every morning, I look bigger in this outfit, and so then I kind of got in the mirror and said, I kind of did the I am beautiful. This is cute. Like I kind of talked.
Yes.
But I think as women, we work harder on ourselves.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing. And we all do that. Who did that this morning when they got dressed? Like, oh, this didn't fit how I thought it was going to. Yeah, there's how many weeks before summer we got work, y'all. That's okay. The negative self-talk challenge. So I want you all to walk away with track your negative self-talk throughout the rest of today. And challenge yourself to reframe it into positive, supportive statements. So this is a practice that I use with my clients to really, you almost have to stop yourself, right? I'm not good enough. I am great. I don't think I'm gonna be on time. I will be on time. It really is a practice that you have to do. So for the rest of today, while you guys are going to other workshops and doing other activities, just kind of stop yourself if you find yourself in a negative space to bring yourself back. All the work that I talk about doing is a practice. I say this all the time. I do a lot of posting on social media. Follow me on social media. I am Shift Healing from Scratch on all platforms. And, I talk about my process, right? Because I think it's important for people to be able to see somebody that looks like them who has similar experiences and how they're making their way through, right? So when I'm I get up, my first accomplishment for today was making my bed, y'all. Who made their bed this morning? People might think that's a little thing, but it's so big. Right? It's so big. Exactly. Yes. So when I think about that little thing, I'm walking away with I accomplished something today. So if I don't do anything else, at least I made my bed, right? So that's the changing the mindset and how you think about things. So making my bed up, doing a workout. Now I'm not gonna stand in front of y'all today and tell y'all that I worked out because I had to get up at 6 o'clock to be here on time. So probably not gonna work out this afternoon because I'm gonna go have me a cocktail when I get done with all this. Calm my nerves down. So normally I will make up my bed. I will do some kind of workout. I will do a meditation. I love Peloton meditation because they have quick, easy 5 minutes, 10 minutes. But again, I think I mentioned earlier, you can go on YouTube and find, easy meditations. Meditation is a practice of being still. And when we are still, which is my favorite scripture, be still and know, Psalm 46:10, how I have lived my life for the last 10 years since I got divorced. I encourage people to find a meditation that works for them. So it could be sound bowls, which I think we're gonna have some of that today in one of the other workshops. It can be birds chirping, it could be the rain sounds, whatever works for you. Please be sure to do that. So made my bed, workout, meditation, feed my body some type of something, right? Whether it's water. Initially, we want to have water when we're first getting up for the day. My usual routine is probably some yogurt or some oatmeal and apple juice, some turkey bacon or chicken sausage. And I do eat pork, y'all. I'm not a vegan. I'm a work in progress like we all are. But we hear all these things about what we should be eating and what we should not eat. But do what is right for your body. This next exercise is a journal exercise. It asks you to write down your thoughts and feelings about your current situation. What is causing you dissatisfaction? What changes would you like to make? So you'd ask yourself what is bothering you or what is holding you back. Would anybody like to share so we can do a little quick exercise on something that you feel is holding you back or something that is bothering you? Thank you.
So what's holding me back from like going to the next level is fear. Why? I don't know. But I just have the fear of like judgment, like outside judgment, so it holds me back.
Thank you for that. So what I say to that is F fear. Y'all know how to fill in the blank. We don't keep it appropriate for my sorority sisters in here. But I will say this, and when I have clients that talk to me about fear, I always ask, what if the best thing happened? Right? Whatever this goal is that you have, you want to do a business?
No, it's more so like social media, like passion on social media. Or
Okay.
pictures.
Okay. Who know about what their name is, Charles and Miss Netta? If Charles and Miss Netta can do it, right? Right? So that is something that you have going on that we have to work to figure out what it is, right, for you. And I'll add to that, because I talk a lot about discipline. And so for you with social media, a way to get out of the fear is to get into practice, right? Everything that we're doing is a practice. So you have to make a plan and make it plain. I always get tongue-tied when I say that. Make a plan and make it plain, right? Somebody say write it down, right? So you want to map out, you can start with a week. Monday, I'm gonna make this post. Tuesday, I'm gonna go live. Wednesday, I'm gonna talk about Drake and Kendrick. Thursday, I'm gonna do Thoughtful Thursday, right? And then the commitment is to you, right? It's not to what everybody else has to say. The commitment is really to you. Can I follow all these things that I've laid out for the week, right? That's discipline. And then when you don't do it, you only can blame yourself, right? And honestly, to what other people have to say, we're not doing that in 2024 and beyond, right? Because we all have gifts. I'm a firm believer. I believe in God, Lord, Allah, Jesus, Jehovah, whoever you guys call on. For me, it's God. I definitely am no longer concerned about what people think or have to say about me, right? Because I've done a lot of work. I've been through a lot of things. And when I speak, and when God spoke to me a few years ago and said, you are the mirror to me, that's why I get emotional. Because I can look in the room and see myself and see the fear and the worry. And so my work now is to keep people encouraged and know that you are it. Like I was telling the girl earlier, when you look in the mirror, you it. Whatever your gift, whatever your purpose, it's yours. But you have to do the work. You have to do the practice. You have to write it down. I got tissue if anybody wants me to pass some around. Up here, they can put some tissue under there. I am strong and capable of overcoming any challenge. Yes?
Quick question. So on the previous slide, you asked for us to indicate what is bothering us. So if you don't mind, if I
Absolutely.
for me, my thing that has been bothering me recently is related to inequities when it comes to either higher education or advancing period for African American women in the workplace. What is holding me back, sometimes it's not even me, it's the rejection that I get when trying to advance. So how do we navigate that when it's not necessarily you? You're making a plan, you're trying to make the connections, but the rejection just continuously is what you're facing with.
Thank you for that. The first thing I would say is to give it to God, right? Because we spend a lot of time trying to do His work, right? And sometimes we're sitting in what we pray for and not even providing gratitude to that. So I think that's the first thing. And then think about the spaces that you are in. And some of the fear may be around, oh, if I have to go to another job or, right? But everybody isn't going to see your worth. And sometimes that means that you have to remove yourself. Or God will do it.
Yes, He will.
Right? I'm sure we all have that experience. So you have to put yourself in places so that you can be seen in the way that you want to be seen and continue to do the work that you know you're supposed to be doing, and it will all work out in God's time, not our time. I have 3 young adult children, and that's a conversation I have almost every day. Like, you trying to do it your way, and that ain't how this meant to go. It's not meant to go like that, right? Yes.
And going back to that same other slide about the journaling, I'll be honest, I'm not a writer. I'm not a journaler. If you tell me to write it down, I'm looking at you like, that's not my thing. Is there ways around that? Because I know even like my therapist was like, I want you to journal about your thoughts. That doesn't work for me. I'm a talker by nature, so if I have to put it on paper, it doesn't come out the same.
Okay.
So what's some ways around that?
So, a couple things you could do. You could text into your phone, right? You can record a memo. You could do your cell phone video. But part of the reason your therapist is asking you to do that, because once you get it out, that's when the work starts, right? Because we're holding it in and not allowing it out so that we can see what it is, right? A lot of it, again, like I said, on the mirror, a lot of it is reflection. Yeah, somebody has something?
No, I was just gonna suggest, like, I'll open up my email, like, to a draft, and I'll just write it all in the draft. And like, don't send it, of course.
That's a good one.
Cause I don't really like writing down either, but I'll go and type it all out, what I'm mad, and bit, and.
Yeah. 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 That's okay. We got tissue. Can you rub her back? Thank you. Take your time. This is a safe space.
This year.
Okay, girl, you gotta say that real low. 50 is the new, I don't know what it is, but I love 50. Yes.
Thinking about part of what holds me back is I feel like I probably should have accomplished more by now. And then, like, by nature, I'm an introvert. And so when I'm in certain rooms, there's an internal struggle for me to feel like I belong in the room. And I just, to somehow get there, that would be great.
Oh, I love that. Thank you for that. And thank you for your vulnerability. I think one of your points you made was you feel like you're not necessarily where you are, and my question to you would be, by whose standard? Right?
I'm my toughest critic.
We all are. So allow yourself some grace, right? And we are put in situations and have experiences based on the trajectory of what the plan was for that we didn't even know the plan was, right? And so you have to figure out, and this is where a lot of the inner child work comes that I do, because something happened early, right? Whatever that is, we won't get into that. But something happened earlier that muffled, right, who you were and how you wanted to show up in the world. So the work for you is to, one, figure out what that experience was, because it often infiltrates into our adult life, right? And then we're like, why did I respond like that? And I wasn't even mad when, or, you know, and it's because it's the 9-year-old you or the 11-year-old you or the 5-year-old you that's responding. So I would say, if anything, just allow yourself some grace, right? And write the plan out, make it plain, and go from there. Like, we got time. 50 used to be old. 50 ain't old no more. Yes.
So I have a question. What do you do when you feel like you forgot how to drink? Like, I'm 42. My
Congratulations.
thank you.
Don't be a superwoman.
I don't.
Okay.
But so like 20 years ago, you know, college, fresh, all these dreams, all these goals. I accomplished all those things. Never really needed validation from anybody. You know, things I wanted to do, like I had bam, I want to do this,
Mhm.
travel, all those things. And then like maybe within the last, well, I know exactly why. But like now I'm just at a place where I'm just confused. Like I don't know which way to go, what to do. When you have a child, it's just all this new anxiety and pressure and just feeling the need to, like I have to do everything for her to make sure she grows up to be a, you know?
Right.
It kind of keeps me in a place of, like I'm stuck. Like I don't know what to do and I've never been that person. Like I've never needed outside validation, but now I feel like I can't even make a decision without consulting.
Right.
I don't know what to say.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. I think that one of the first things that comes to mind is to know that they didn't write no book on how to be a parent. And I have I'll say this again, 3 young adult children. My oldest is a nurse, and my 2 boys work at my current business, and they're trying to figure out their life. They're both 22. One of them is my nephew that I adopted, brought him home from the hospital and named him and all those good things. So I didn't have a handbook. They didn't write that book yet. So again, allowing yourself some grace, right? We don't have to have it all figured out, right? There are some times in our life when we just have to go with the flow, right? And like you said, you've accomplished, you've graduated, you've done all these things. So to who are we being? You are you, right? You've done it. Sit in that experience of I've accomplished these things, and now I'm gonna practice, make some mistakes being a parent, because we all do and we all have, right? And just continue on the journey. And then if you feel like there's something else that you want to do it. Who's stopping you, right? We have these ideas in our head about we can't do this, or we're not able to. Like, these are all things that we formulated in our own mind. I don't know why. I'm not the expert on that. But what I can say for what I've done for myself is that I bet on me, right? And I do the work every day so that I can be the best person intentionally. I go out in the world. I'm not trying to save anybody. But if one person can walk away with something about they are great, that they can be better, that they can shift their mind, right, to think for bigger things, then that's the work that I'm doing. Yes.
So I think about like how you said you've been through a lot. I've been through a lot as well. I'm also in here. I think the thing that holds me back is identifying how to live life. Because when I was toxic, I had more friends.
Oh, yes.
Activities, I had more things.
Yes.
But now that I'm healed, I struggle with finding identifying the things that are healthy for me to be connected to without being drawn back to that past life, because I'm a 100% extrovert. I love people, I love being connected to people. But I noticed that in the Black community, we don't have a lot of people that want to be healed in the circles that you come from. So when you meet those people, they usually kind of judge you, identify, like, I've always been a person that like looks at what people thought about me as flawed because like childhood trauma that was spoken into my life. Because let's be honest, I'm 6'2", I have a bigger, larger than life personality. My presence when I come into a room, it captivates the room because not many women are as tall as me or as loud as me, and then the light that God put on me is just the anointing that I have. But when you walk out of that, I struggle with trying not to go back to it because it does feel lonely over here when you're in that healed space and you want to be influenced with women who are healed as well. But like, how do you connect to communities to where you can continue to grow? Because I do feel like I have healed from a lot of stuff. I'm gonna heal from a lot more, but I'm in this stage to where I'm stagnant, and then I'm single and I live alone, and then I'm an educator, so then I go home with all of these things that I'm dealing with by myself. I have to sit alone in those rooms because I don't want to go back to those old things that once held me captive. But then I feel like the captivity makes you feel something. So then I'm like in a limbo of like trying not to go backwards and not to stay here, but trying to move forward. But I feel like I'm stuck.
Right. Thank you for that. Wow. Yes. I think that's a little probably bit of everybody, right? So let me just answer to the healed aspect. Okay, I'm sorry. They putting us out, y'all. Let me answer this healed. Okay, so for the healed part, one of the things that I have experienced that it is a bit lonely, right? Because when you're healed, you've established some boundaries, right? And so you've learned how to say no. Period, exclamation mark, I don't have to explain. And so the people who weren't probably really your people, oh, she acting funny. Or she thinks she, right? When it's just you've established some boundaries. So being healed has a lot to do with boundaries, right? And the practice of trying to figure out like who your people are, I call them the tribe or the community. I do a group on Thursdays. I definitely will share the information. It's free. You can, get online and be a part of the group. But it really is things like this. The symposium here, I'm sure there's probably at least 2 or 3 phone numbers and information that you'll walk away with that can, get you more connected to your new tribe, right? Because the old you is gone. She is somewhere else, right? So, I'm sorry, guys. Thank you. I went over time.